Minister.
Mr. Speaker, it's been said that the measure of a compassionate society lies in how it supports those that are most vulnerable. Albertans with developmental disabilities face challenges every day and that are addressed through a myriad of supports provided by government, support agencies, service organizations and families. It is a complex network where, unfortunately, both duplication and gaps can and do occur. To the Minister of Community and Social Services, is your department following an overarching coordinated strategy for the delivery of services to Albertans with developmental disabilities?
The Honourable Minister of Community and Social Services.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, Member, for the question. Over the period of last 2 years, I have worked with the person with developmental disabilities, their advocate and their representative organizations, service providers, and evidence of that is we work with them on safety standard, we work with them on sport intensity scale, and we work with them on contracting going forward, and we will continue to collaborate with them on all issues that matter to them.
Well, Mr. Speaker, given that there was only fleeting mention of persons with developmental disabilities in the government's recent speech from the throne, and there was no mention in the budget speech, and given that this has led to concern from stakeholder groups that the ongoing needs for coordinated government support has disappeared from the government's radar screen, and given that these stakeholders need assurance that this, in fact, is not the case to the Minister, your government's silence is causing significant concern. What assurances can you provide persons with developmental disabilities that they are still a priority for your government?
Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, Member, for the question. I think what I have heard loud and clear from that community is nothing about us without us. And past 2 years demonstrate that whatever steps we took in close consultation and collaboration with the community, and we will continue to work with them on all issues that matter to them. Thank you.
Well, Mr. Speaker, in light of the fact that stakeholders within the PDD community were very pleased when this minister announced the ending of the demeaning and degrading support intensity scale or SIS test, and given that this minister has indicated that his department would develop a more comprehensive and holistic approach to assessing the needs of those requiring supports, and given that there is no indication of what assessment methodologies are being developed, nor has there been any consultation with PDD stakeholders regarding alternatives to SIS to the minister, we applaud your commitment to end SIS. What are you replacing it with, and when will you be informing Albertans?
Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, Member, for the question. As I said earlier, that on all issues that matter to them, we have worked with them, and in the absence of that sport intensity scale, there is still a process in place which is more one-on-one contact with the families to assess their need based on case-by-case basis to make sure that individuals get the supports they need based on their individual circumstances. And we will continue to work with individual and our community partners to make sure that person with developmental disabilities